Morning! Yes, I have. I brought notes tonight, so that was great. Thank you, Monty. Thank you, everybody. Monty, give it up for Monty. Way to open the show, Monty. So, as Monty said, I am Big Morty. As you can see, I'm big. I'm Morty. Big Morty is not the name my wife calls me in the bedroom. But I'm like a steak at Golden Corral. Nice and fat on the outside, warm, squishy in the middle. Now you will never eat Golden Corral ever again without forgiving me. So, as Monty was saying, I also am an only child. And being an only child, like he said, you didn't have hand-me-downs, but there was no getting out of when you screwed up. I could blame nobody. And you got your ass beat when you screwed up. I mean, you got your ass beat when you weren't an only child, but I got a special type of ass whooping. Now, don't get me wrong. My father never beat me. I was like the perfect child to him. But my father never beat me. I relied on my uncle to beat the piss out of me because we used to do stupid shit all the time.
Brian?
My mother, my father, and a group of their friends, they all hung out. There's multiple families, friends from high school, friends got married together. They hung out and it translated into adulthood. They had kids. We all became friends. We did stupid shit together. We left our 6-year-old cousin in a cornfield in the middle of Seneca County by himself. Didn't think anything of it till the police came. And we got our asses beat. But my father passed away when he was very young. And my mother raised me from age 15 by herself. And, there was a lot that I didn't learn because I had no father. Like, Mom had to teach me to drive, so learning to drive from a woman, that means I know absolutely nothing. Hey, to this day also, I cannot hammer a screw or drill a nail. Yeah, I can definitely not do either of that. I'm not very handy. If you send me to Lowe's or you send me to Home Depot, Menards, anything like that, I panic. I freeze. I get the deer in the headlights look. I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do in here? Because I don't know what to do. I don't know what parts you need for a toilet. I don't know where to go. And I'm lost. Now you send me to Bath and Body Works or you send me to Bed Bath and Beyond and I am just in my element. It's game on. I know what scent to get. I know what plug-in to get. I know what I want, when I want, where to go. I'm in my element. So yeah, I'm a very, I don't want to say girly man, but it is what it is. So, but being an only child doesn't prepare you for things later in life. Now, I was very late in life when I got married. I was 30 when I got married. I'd only ever been in one relationship before that. Now, being an only child and having no kids of my own, I had no kids of my own, and marrying someone that has children is very interesting. I got them when they were 8 and 6. I feel like they were already unwrapped when I got them. And I had no idea what to do with them. It's like, here's your 8-year-old, here's your 6-year-old. What the hell do you do with them? So, I strolled with it, and thank God they're where they're at now. I mean, their mother raised them. That's why they're where they're at now. They're not in jail, so they're better off. I did pretty good. But one thing I did learn, you never know what a child is going to do or what a child is going to say at any given moment. Prime example. Now, my wife and I, we lived in a small house when we got together. We lived with her grandmother, and we lived upstairs at the time. And the kids had their own room, and we had our own room. And the kid one night was scared and decided he wanted to sleep with us in our room. Well, we're 20 years younger then. And, we're still in that stage of life where, you're still sexually active somewhat for what a 30-year-old would be. And the word orgasm got mentioned. And our 8-year-old hears the word orgasm mentioned. Now, he asked, Mom, what's an orgasm? And I froze. I'm like, okay, I want to hear this. I want to hear what she's got to say for this. So, thinking on her feet, she says, well, son, she's like, when you hurt yourself, when you stub your toe and it hurts really bad, that's when you have an orgasm. Okay, well, a couple months later, we hear our kids screaming from the living room, panicking. Everybody panics, I know, when they hear their kids screaming, like, oh God, what happened? You don't want your kid to be in pain. We said, oh my God, son, what's going on? What did you do? He's crying, can't get a word out of his mouth. What did you do? Said, Mom, I just had an orgasm. At that point, I knew that I had failed as a human being. So, but I've learned that, my mom did a pretty good job, even though now I'll make fun of Mom because she's here. As I said, Mom became a single mom when I was 15. Mom has been in relationships since my father died, and seemingly every other relationship she's been in afterwards, that individual has died. I'm calling her the Widowmaker now. So ladies, if your husband has a life insurance policy and you're the beneficiary and you want to take advantage of that, see my mother, she may be able to help him kill you off. No, but seriously, Mom, I love you. I love you. So I'm not gonna say anything bad, anything else bad. But we got to keep laughing here. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to go back to my old job, and I sure don't want to do that. Nobody wants me to go back to my old job. We'll just keep it laughing. So, but I've been married, like I said, for 20 years now, and how many people are animal lovers here? I hope most people are. Any animal haters?
You admit that.
Okay, good. I was kind of curious what kind of crowd I was dealing with here. All right, dog lovers?
Yeah.
Dog lovers? Cat lovers?
Yeah.
Sorry. Apologies. Now, I love my dogs. I love them. I have 5 of them. And we have everything from little pugs all the way up to a big old lab mix, a 17-year-old lab mix. All the dogs want to do is be loved. That's all they want. They'll do tricks when they want something. You give it to them. Cats? I still don't know about cats. Cats don't want to be loved. Cats want to be worshipped. Cats definitely want to be the start. We have a 24-pound cat.
Jeez.
Yes, I am not lying about this. And I have stubbed my toe on the cat in the middle of the night. So yeah, I could tell my son I had an orgasm cat in the middle of the night. Yeah. But but we have 5 cats also. We have the 24-pound cat, and then we also have like a 3-pound cat. And where I live, I know Clyde, not too far from here. If you know Clyde at all, you know Clyde has a feral cat problem. Okay, there's a feral cat problem. There's an ordinance actually in place in Clyde that says if you feed the cat, you can be charged with a misdemeanor.
Jeez.
Well, my wife, cat lover that she is, makes me feed the cats. Okay? I do what I'm told when I'm told to do it because I want to stay married. So, my wife, in her infinite wisdom, says, okay, feed the cat, but take some catnip outside. I want to see what they're going to do. I don't know if you've ever seen a feral cat on catnip, but all I know is when I got a knock on the door at 3 in the morning, and I thought it was the cops. There was a cat at the door saying, give me the shit, man. I want some more of that shit. Stop holding back. So, but my time is almost up, so I just want to give a brief disclosure. I'm going to end with a joke after that, but I'm up here. I get the honor of telling jokes to you guys that make you laugh. But also on a serious note, you know, if you get a chance to make someone laugh, take that opportunity because you never know where they are mentally, and you making them laugh may make a big difference in their life. So if you get that chance, take the opportunity to. Now, I spoke about it earlier. So I said that I was going to have to go back to my old job if I didn't get enough laughs. And you guys have been very accommodating tonight. You guys have done good. You guys have laughed. But, you know, I still think the possibility is there that I could end up going back to my old job and having to start over. And that being a retired stripper. Retired stripper, baby. And you know what? I'll still make house calls. And don't get me wrong, I charge you by my weight. So I'm Big Morty. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.